Greetings, welcome back to the Ninth Circle. Trying a new angle tonight. A little more distance here so you can kind of see some of the stuff in the background. This video is to celebrate Mark G with the C's 2,000 subscribers. We're going to see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil tonight. So, first what we are listening to, Ministry, Psalm 69, classic album from 1992, Just One Fix. Alright, so Mark, a valued member of the vinyl community, of the music community, he's in a great band called Enchantment that put out a record back in the early 90s and just recently put out a new album this year that is amazing. So, I'm sure if you're watching me, you know who Mark G with a C is. So, congrats, Mark. So first, we're going to get into Seeing No Evil album covers that you love and that just take you into the music. So, for me, I've got two album covers. They're on opposite ends of the spectrum. I love them both, but one is a cover that most people are going to look at and say, what the hell? This makes no sense. And the other one is just like widely lauded as a classic that really captures the band and the music on the album. So we'll start with the head-scratching cover first here. We're going to start with Hyrax, Raging Violence. This album cover done by Pushead, but I mean everyone kind of knows. Like it's like Humpty Dumpty. It's like a giant exploding Humpty Dumpty. I'll show you. This is the recent reissue. I've had it in a CD copy forever. This is the recent reissue on Armageddon label. Hyrax. Let's put this over here, shall we? Okay, yeah. Hyrax. They're a great kind of like speed crossover thrash band. Always had one foot firmly in hardcore punk and another one pretty firmly in the metal scene. Caton's an incredible singer. You know, he's out touring right now with Hyrax. He's 60 years old. It's kind of amazing. But this album cover, I don't know. It's so batshit crazy and bizarre, and it's like not a very typical cover for Pushead either. I mean, Pushead was always known for having that crazy skull. All his characters almost always have that crazy, exaggerated skull. Not this. It's Humpty Dumpty exploding and Raging Violence. So, it's a great album, and in my opinion, an amazing album cover. You're never going to forget it. You see it, and you're going to be like, what the fuck am I looking at? You're looking at Raging Violence. That's what Raging Violence looks like. It looks like Humpty Dumpty exploding. Alright, next, for an album cover that I'd say captures the music incredibly well, we've got Absu. Let's get that into some better light here. Let me take it out. We'll take it out. Absu, Terra. This cover right here. Yeah, I'm trying to find a good spot for it. There you go. Christopher Wimp, Terra. You know, there's the back cover here too. This was the last album with the original lineup when it was Equitant. There we go. A little better light on that. Equitant, Shaftil, and of course Proscriptor. Let's get that, see if you can get that with the light a little better. You can kind of see that a little better there. But, yeah. It's an amazing album cover. This is the reissue that the Crypt did a number of years ago. But my absolute favorite Absu record, hands down. I mean, the stuff that with the newer lineups has been good, but it just doesn't match this. And I think there's a lot more digital recording. There is digital recording going on with the newer stuff. So that's probably one of the reasons it doesn't grab me as much. Like I said, I mean, still great records, still great music, but not quite the level of genius that Absu's Terra has. Okay, so that's Seeing No Evil. Now we're going to do with Hearing No Evil here. So some records that I love, some shit that I love. that is not really lauded or liked by a lot of people, and stuff I don't care what the criticism is, I really love it. So for one, here's one right here, Swan Song, Carcass, the final record before the breakup. Now this record, most people hate this record, and I would say this is my least favorite Carcass record, but here's the thing, I still really enjoy it. This is like Carcass doing a classic, more heavy metal, like you can hear the Judas Priest and the Iron Maiden in this record, you know? The song Keep On Rotting in the Free World, Black Star, Generation Hex, Rock the Boat, Don't Believe a Word, Go to Hell. I mean, they were channeling some Thin Lizzy stuff going on too. And like I said, I hear Maiden, I hear Priest, I hear Thin Lizzy, you know. I still think this is a really good record. I know most people are like, oh, it doesn't sound like Carcass, it's a sellout record, it's just a weird, like, it's more like a straight up rock, like metal record with harsher vocals. Yeah, all those things are probably true, but I really like Swan Song still. I don't think Carcass, there's not a Carcass record I don't like, honestly. So, that's one of them. That's one of my Hear No Evil records. Also, oh, sorry, CD. That's the next one here. Okay, the next one, I talked about this band in my last contest entry, and apparently it's becoming a thread here, but here's a record by this band that I think is underrated, kind of gets swept under the rug. Danzig 4. Yeah, like, this is the last, I'll take the little slip. There's not a whole lot to see with Danzig 4 as far as the cover goes. We'll take it out there. It's very dark, but you can kind of see the sort of a take on the Danzig skull. Though this picture is really cool on the inside here. If you look at that, the band all in coffins. And you've got Bill Clinton, a guy that looks like Bill Clinton, shaking the hands of the police like they've been, like this dangerous group of band members has been apprehended. So this is a weird record in the sense that at this time there was a lot of strife in the band. Glenn was really trying to move away from the kind of like blues rock influenced stuff that the band had perfected on the first 3 records, and you're starting to see, you know, a little more like kind of like industrial, kind of almost like experimental element in here. Songs like Little Whip, Can't Speak, Stalker Song, you know, Sadistical. Sadistical's probably the one song on this album that I don't like. I'm going, where I hear that song and I go, yeah, this song kind of sucks. Sadistical's not good. And it's not even a real word, which always bugs the shit out of me. But there are some songs that are very much classic Danzig on here, like Brand New God and Bringer of Death. Let It Be Captured also sounds like that. I mean, I really, Until You Call in the Dark also. I mean, so there's like half the material still sounds like it could be on the first 3 Danzigs. But you've also got some straight up ballads here too. Turn that down just a hair. Like Going Down to Die. I fucking love that song. And it's basically, it sounds like a Roy Orbison song. And you know, Roy Orbison was a huge influence on Danzig as well as Elvis. So, and the song Dominion also it's also kind of a dark ballad kind of thing, but it really works, and I still really like this record. For me, where they go off the rails is Danzig 5, Black Acid, Devil. That's a big hard no for me. But at that point, Eerie and John Christ and Chuck Biscuits have all left the band by the time that album gets put out. You know, this album, after it was released, I know Chuck Biscuits quit when he was not touring with them for this. I think John Christ and Eerie Von were still in the band, but after the touring cycle for this, they were both out as well. Okay, so that's my Hear No Evil. So, Speak No Evil. So these are 2 albums that are things that were recommended. I picked up based on recommendations from people in the VC. Neither of these are from Mark. I mean, I'm pretty tuned in as well, like he is, to the filthy, horrible death metal. So there's my... Sorry, Mark, I hope I'm not doing a bad impersonation of your accent. It's the sincerest form of flattery. Anyway, sorry. So, 2 albums that I picked up based on the recommendations of VC channels and VC members. First, Scott of No Solution, his favorite band, Marillion. This is Script for a Jester's Tear. I picked this up. This is the deluxe box set reissue here of a few. I think this was released last year. So what it is, the Blu-ray's falling out there. So you've got the album on disc 1, 2020. It's 2020 remix. Disc 2 is the Market Square Heroes EP. Disc 3, Live at the Marquee Club. That was recorded in 1982. And then part 2 of that same show is on disc 4. And then you have a Blu-ray which has like an audio mix of the album, some live stuff, all sorts of cool things, promo videos. This band, so I did really like this. I did sample it a little bit online. So it's like neo-prog for the early 80s. So it's kind of harkening back to Genesis during the Peter Gabriel era, but also with kind of like some then modern kind of new wave touches. I would say you can kind of hear elements of stuff, almost a little bit of like stuff like U2 and stuff in the songwriting. A band that was current at the time. So really good. I've only listened to this once so far, and so I don't have a favorite song yet, but I already picked up the second record on vinyl, Marillion's Fugazi. So I don't know, I think Scott's converting me. This is not something that would normally be in my wheelhouse, but I'm really enjoying it. So that's number 1. And 2, this is something heavy metallurgy, something that Marty Worm loves, and Alan, everybody. And I love this record too. After I got it, Scanner, Hypertrace. Holy shit, this record fucking rules. It fucking rules. There's no other way to put it. So this is basically hits the sweet spot of late 80s kind of speed metal, kind of starting to morph into power metal. This is a German band. I think this comes out in 1988, I believe, is when this gets released on Noise. Yeah, 1988. You can see the band here. Yeah, totally dressed up in space costumes. So, I mean, Marty's talked about this in great detail, but I mean, it's just a powerful record. There's not a bad song on it. All space themed, and these guys, I think, went on to be a lot more. They kind of were blazing the trail of, as speed metal turned into power metal in Europe, kind of like from the 80s going into the 90s, and would, Blind Guardian doing the same thing, so there you have it. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. So Mark, congratulations once again on 2,000 subscribers. Your channel is one of the pillars of the VC and the metal community, and I'll drink some delicious black tea. Cheers in your honor, sir. Here's to another 2,000 and more. We'll see you again in the Ninth Circle.